Doing the Tupac AI thing,
Right.
you know, you talk about feeling disrespect. I mean, the whole coast, we love Tupac.
Right.
You know?
So Xzibit is finally weighing in on the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef, and while he might be a little late to the party, he's not holding back, and he's going straight for Drake's neck, calling him out for disrespecting the West Coast. And Tupac's legacy Xzibit also broke down how Drake seriously underestimated Kendrick as an opponent in this whole back and forth, and while X said he initially wasn't trying to pick sides in this beef, he changed his mind after Drake started running his mouth. About Tupac, Kendrick Lamar is a very special individual, right? I think he is a deep thinker. I think he is a big part of what is unifying and energizing the West Coast right now, and I think he was severely underestimated. So Xzibit just hit up Drink Champs to talk. Drake took a big loss in his battle with Kendrick, and according to Xzibit, it's because he underestimated the wrong guy.
You feel like you could just use Tupac's voice and have him saying whatever you
on him like that?
Xzibit said Drake didn't respect just how different Kendrick's level really is, and now he's paying the price for stepping to someone he had no business challenging. They're not even in the same class, Xzibit said. Drake should have just dropped a hit for the ladies and kept it moving. At first, Xzibit wasn't trying to pick sides. But that changed when Drake started disrespecting Tupac. That was a line you don't cross, especially with the West Coast. Coast legends. Tupac isn't just a rap legend. He's part of West Coast history. He put Cali on the map and gave a voice to people who didn't have one. So when Drake disrespected Pac, it wasn't just about him, it was a slap in the face to the whole culture. That's why ever since Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, California has been celebrating Drake's downfall, and they're not stopping anytime soon. That track didn't just take shots at Drake, it brought all his haters together like never before. But this isn't just about Drake taking an L. This is about California and the West Coast taking back what's theirs. LA didn't just beat the biggest rapper in the game, they did it in one of the most legendary rap battles in years. And let's be real, Drake had already been rubbing the West Coast the wrong way, especially with the way he dissed Tupac and other legends.
Like that.
and don't give us some kind of a little.
Kendrick and Drake have had tension for years, but this West Coast versus Drake situation? That's new. Remember when Drake dropped push-ups and claimed he was more loved in LA than Kendrick? Kendrick never responded to that directly, but you could tell it got under his skin. Instead of going back and forth with words, he let his actions do the talking. He gave one of the coldest rap performances in recent memory, making one thing clear: when it comes to the West, it's all Kendrick. Watching that concert, it really felt like a shift. Like the whole energy changed right in front of us. Nobody had to come out and say Kendrick is the new king, you could just feel it. When Dr. Dre hit the stage and said, "I see dead people," the message was loud and clear. He didn't have to diss Drake directly, just standing there and co-signing Kendrick was enough. And let's be real, Not Like Us is a whole movement. The second that beat drops, you just want to dance. That song has been stuck in my head for days. They not like us, they not like us. And if there was any doubt about who runs LA, Kendrick's concert settled it. The lineup was crazy, hip-hop legends came out to support, and the energy was off the charts. That night proved one thing: when it comes to a city, Kendrick gets the most love, no question. Drake's biggest mistake? Thinking LA and Hollywood are the same thing. He assumed that because he's a bigger global star, the whole West Coast would ride with him. But anyone who really knows LA knows better. And that mix-up? It cost him big time. Van Lathan broke it down perfectly. Drake confused West Hollywood for Inglewood, Delilah for Watts, Poppy for Compton. Meanwhile, the Real LA was outside, two-stepping to Not Like Us. They were crip walking to it. That song wasn't just a diss, it was a West Coast anthem. And to make it even worse for Drake, the beat was produced by DJ Mustard, somebody who used to be in his corner.
It was like the first time I seen rap transition, it kind of
Drake completely got it wrong when it came to LA. He thought Hollywood and the real city were the same thing, and now he's paying the price. He seriously underestimated how much love Kendrick has in his own backyard, and now the West Coast is reminding him exactly who runs things. In the process, Drake managed to piss off a lot of people, Xzibit included. Drake was damn near #1 for a decade, if not more, Xzibit said. He felt untouchable. But seeing Kendrick step up and really represent what he means to the West Coast? That's dope. Kendrick's pop-out concert proved that. It wasn't just a rap show, it was a statement. When Dre hit the stage, when all those different neighborhoods stood together, it was bigger than music. To outsiders, it might have just looked like a bunch of artists, but in LA, that moment meant everything. Some of those people don't usually stand next to each other, but for Kendrick, they did. That said it all. This was unity like the West hadn't seen before. Drake, on the other hand, just kept digging himself into a deeper hole. People told him to leave Tupac's name out of it, but he didn't listen. Instead, he made that tailor-made freestyle, using AI to make it sound like Pac and Snoop were disappointed in Kendrick.
He's the new king. Like, they didn't say that. They didn't say that. Like,
that was a huge mistake. Pac's own family had to step in and check Drake for disrespecting his legacy. The Tupac estate wasn't having it. They even threatened legal action, forcing Drake to take the song down. Howard King, the estate's lawyer, called it a blatant violation of Tupac's rights and made it clear they never would have approved it. Then Pac's brother, Mapreem Shakur, spoke up, calling Drake's move straight up cowardly. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should, he said. I'm from the old school, battle rap should be mano a mano. Skill against skill, flow against flow. When you bring AI into it, you throw the whole game off balance. Fast forward to that pop-out show in Inglewood, and Kendrick wasted no time calling Drake out. Right there, in front of thousands, he made sure the crowd knew what was up. Oh, so y'all ain't gonna let nobody disrespect the West Coast, huh? He shouted. Y'all ain't gonna let nobody mock and imitate our legends, huh? Now, the West Coast is still riding high off this win, and they're making sure Drake knows exactly where he stands. If he ever thinks about stepping back into their territory, he better watch his step. And judging by how things are looking, Drake probably isn't planning any trips to Cali anytime soon. Might be best for him to keep his distance for a while.
You know, you talk about feeling disrespect. I mean, the whole coast, we love Tupac.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The world loved Tupac.
Beyond just the music, Not Like Us did something even bigger. It got people digging into Drake's past, especially his history with young women. And once the internet starts pulling receipts, there's no stopping it. Suddenly, old clips and stories started resurfacing, and now everyone's talking about things Drake probably hoped would stay buried. Drake tried to fight back by filing a lawsuit, claiming the song was defamatory because it falsely accused him of being a predator. But honestly, that move backfired badly. Instead of shutting down the conversation, it only made people more curious. Now, those old videos and stories are making the rounds again, and that's the last kind of attention he needs right now. So, what's next for Drake? Most people think he should just lay low for a while. Take a break, let this all blow over, and focus on what he does best, making music. If he's smart, he'll come back with something introspective, something like Take Care, because let's be real, this rap beef stuff isn't his lane. But what do you think? Did Drake underestimate Kendrick and cross the line by disrespecting Tupac? And if he wants to bounce back, what's his best move?